Hi guys, George Glinski here from Toe the Line, joined today by Kris Trezise, who I've just said right for the third time. How are you feeling, Kris?
Hey, I'm all right, Tom, bro. I'm all right, Tom, bro. I'm just coping with this lockdown as we all are, mate. But don't get it twisted. Still staying all nice, fit and healthy, strong. Just keeping on top of the basics, bro. Keeping on top of the basics, keeping on point, mate.
Brilliant, man. As I say, I'll say Trez from now on because I have screwed it up quite a few times, I have to say.
Mate, most people in the fucking BKB screwed up. Just call me Trez. Everyone just say, fucking here comes Trez. That's it. Done, dusted.
Embarrassing from me. But yeah, so obviously we'll start off. I don't know if I've heard this spoken about, but I definitely haven't heard it with my own ears. How exactly did you get into BKB?
Oh, okay, then. So back at the start, obviously one of my best shiners, Ricky the Bull Naldo, as everyone knows, he's a legend in the game. And he said to me, he was like, what are you doing, bro? He was like, come on, have a go at this bare knuckle. And I was like, mate, it's your bag. You know what I mean? Like, you have your time, you do it. And after about 3-4 shows, I was getting hooked. And then after the one show, he just told me, he said, give it a go. So I did. I took him on board with it. He brought me in, he got me introduced me to Jim and Joe. And he come and did my corner in the Sky Dome for the first fight against Maddox, and mate, I've just been totally hooked ever since. Like, it is one of them sports where once you go to watch it or once you get yourself involved in it, it's very, very difficult to fucking pull away from it, man. It is. It's like even if you're sitting in the house and you're watching one of your old fights, don't get it twisted, you're up on your fucking toes dancing around because your adrenaline just. It's just something totally different to gloves fighting anyway. I've had 46 glove fights, and like I said, nothing comes close to the BKB, man.
So obviously you speak there about your gloved experience. What exactly did you achieve in glove boxing?
I did quite well. I was boxing out of a club called DNA, Boxing School of Excellence, with the coach Anthony Hall and the strength conditioning coach Brian. So what it was down there, I was doing lots of like white collar stuff, as it were. So I've got an English title, I've got a British title, I've got a Blood, Sweat and Tears title, I've got an Outdoor Fighters Festival title, I had a Celtic title. So that was just all from the gloves. So I had a nice run with that, and then after a little bit, I had a bad injury. Like I said, I had a massive bad injury to the left leg. I snapped all my ligaments and my ACL and my Achilles heel. So I've got something called drop foot on the left foot that no one really knows about, but obviously it's not a secret. You know what I mean? I just have to get on with it as usual. But like I said, I couldn't go on the program sort of thing because obviously the way that the injury was. So I decided to go to the BKB side of things, and obviously never looked back. But I might have a nice bit of news, but I'll give you that first and after this fight anyway, for an up and coming glove fight that I potentially could have as well as an undercard.
Oh, brilliant! Is that something you can disclose here, or is that undercover?
Oh, it's been undercover in a minute, but as soon as it comes up, I'll let you be the first to know, bro.
Brilliant, perfect. Yeah, we'll post that on Toe the Line. So obviously your first fight was against Stuart Maddox, BKB5, but there's a very interesting second fight against Christian Evans. You fought him twice, but the first time you fought him at BKB6. I understand you got disqualified for a ring, I believe, on the pinky. There it is.
Yeah, what it was like, obviously my nan had passed away and stuff like that, and it was my nan's wedding ring, and it wouldn't come off my finger, and obviously Sammy wasn't actually in the back room to do the wraps. She had somebody else that was helping to do the wraps. So I said, listen, it won't come off my finger. So if I get it off my finger, I'm going to end up breaking my finger, sort of thing. So what they did, they padded it all up, they wrapped it all up, everything was checked. Patterson checked my hands, obviously, so did Jim. So from that, I thought everything was okay. And then obviously towards the last round, after, I will say, I was pummeling Evans on the first fight, you know what I mean? Towards the last round, like I say, it was all in my favour. And then obviously a little bit of the tape had come off. Barrington had seen the tape, and obviously Barrington being the good ref that he is, which he has to do, disqualified the fight. Obviously, I was a bit pissed off about that because obviously I was told I was able to fight, but nevertheless, shit happens. And obviously, it was back in the early days as well, where everything was just pretty much like getting all the rules and regulations sorted correctly. So, you know what I mean? So it was learning curves for everyone.
100%. As I say, your record: 4 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. Interestingly, if I'm gonna, be a bit skeptical about it, that's a disqualification loss which you were winning. So that technically you could take that off. Then the draw,
Yeah.
I personally think you beat Christian Evans in the rematch. So really,
Snaps.
we could quite easily be looking at you being 6-1 in BKB, which is quite an impressive record.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I say, anything can happen in that ring, George. Anything can happen in the ring. So it's like it's one of them. You could go there with a full 12 weeks worth of training camp. You could go there with 1 day's worth of training. It all depends how you take them shots, how you come back from them shots, how you're able to try and outwork your opponent, or if you're a type of person like myself, where I've done it many a times, where I'm just cementing myself to the floor and being like, right, and let's just fucking have the row. Let's see who's hard down. Let's see who's going down first. And touch fucking wood, mate. I've only been one down once, and that's from Sweden, from the world champ. But like I said, there's a lot of heavy hitters in the BKB. I know Paul Hilz is a heavy hitter as well, but he's a heavy hitter hitting a jaw of granite. So we'll have to go. We'll have to see what the fight's all about. And like I said, I wish him all the best and all the safety for campers and everything as well. He's a lovely guy. We have to do our talking in the ring when it comes to it.
100%. And obviously, sorry, I got something stuck in my throat there. My bad. Last time out against Robbie Trout at BKB 18, it was a very, very, very scrappy performance, but a performance you came through with the W. How did you assess your performance there?
Oh shit! I'm a world's worst shit, mate. I was shit. I was absolutely fucking shit. The first round, I started using the jab, snapping the jab, which was the game plan. And going back to what I said before, I had a wicked game plan against Robbie Joe. It was just unfortunate for me that he hit that fucking hard. And I'm not going to lie, chat. If you look at the jabs that he was throwing jabs and he was twisting his knuckles into my skin, into my face. Bam, bam, bam. So trying to keep you cool and be precise with what you're doing. While you're hurting, I'll be honest, I was hurting. You see my fucking face? Come on, I was hurting. I was sore. I was hurting, and I thought, I've already dropped him once. Let's see if I can drop him again. And he just soaked up the punch. He's a lovely guy as well. Not taking nothing off to him, but I had a different game plan for that. And I think that was my own downfall. That I got hurt so much because I was too proud to step back and throw shots and move around. Because like I say, the BKB game, it's specifically not just about standing there toe to toe and having the row. As we all know from the BKB one and all the BKBs that was in Nottingham in the Bales of Hay, we've come a massively long way. So it's not just about that brawling mentality anymore. It's about being. Look at Sweeney. I keep going back to him because he's the king, mate. He's the king and he's the world champion over multiple different weights. And like you say, look how cool, calm, collected he stays. Even when he gets put down or he gets hurt, he still stays cool, calm, and collected. So I think I need to step a little leaf out of his book in the sense where to try and orchestrate that where I get hit and come back stronger from it rather than getting hit and then losing my head and going into the bad temper mode where. Like, you can never fight a fight angry because you just make totally the wrong decision. So it's about staying cool and calm. For me, anyway, that's the next project. Anyway.
Yeah, and obviously the next project, the next fight is Paul Hilz. We spoke just there about experience. Now, I've spoken to a lot of people about the difference in experience between the two of you. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, Paul has 4 fights and Kris has 7. That's not a drastic difference. But if we look at the numbers, Paul has obviously had 4 fights, 4 rounds. You've had 7 fights, 28 rounds, which I think puts you at 4th overall in terms of round behind, I think, Olsen, George and Sweeney, which is absolutely incredible. How much do you think that experience is going to come into this fight?
Well, to be fair, like with this fight against Paul, I'm not taking nothing away from him because obviously he's got the fight. I accepted the fight on the grounds that he was taller as well. And I mean, if they'd have come and said, "Oh, right, we've got this person to fight," I didn't think he was worthy of the title shot. I would have dismissed it straight away. But they come to me and they were like, "Listen, Trez, and I mean, Paul is doing so well. What do you think?" And I was like, "Mate, let's give him the shot. Let's give him the title shot. Let's give him the chance." Because, like I said, I know he's putting up all on his feet, putting up all on his Instagram. Strap season, not taking no losses. You know what I mean? Fucking the title's mine. Listen, the title's been mine for a while and it's staying that fucking way. You know what I mean? But what I'm going to do, this new project right now is putting all them other fights I've had before in the past, rounding them up all together and making the end product for this fight. So That's what it is for me. Like I said, all the rounds, all the hard work, all the dedication, all the early mornings, the late nights, the missing the families. Like I say, this is what it's all accountable for. So right now, I'm gonna have to take. Like I said, I've took my hat off. I've sat down. I've thought, right, and this is the way to go around it. I'm just looking forward to getting back in the ring with Simon from Fitness Factory, Dean Collins, Joey the Ball Collins. You know, all of them, all the boys from down Fitness Factory, Big Rob Cope, he's been helping me out loads as well. So it'd be nice to get my squad back together, little meeting in the gym, and then be like, come on, let's go out this way. You know what I mean? And let's lots of sparring, lots and lots of sparring. That's what I've been missing. I've been missing being punched in the face. who misses being punched in the face, mate? I've got issues, kid. I've got fucking issues.
I would say I've missed punching people in the face, maybe not being punched in the face.
Yeah, I hear that one as well, bro. I hear that one as well, bro. I hear that.
100%. So, just to play devil's advocate quickly in regards to, again, going back to experience and previous opponents, there is a suggestion made with Paul Hilz, and this is absolutely no disrespect to his previous opponents. Obviously, you are a massive step up in competition. You know, he's fought guys in the past who have, well, one was coming in on a losing record, and two were coming on a losing record. One was on a debut. You can take that as you will. Obviously, you fought the best in BKB, which is Jimmy Sweeney. How much, again, do you feel that will make a factor, the massive jump up in competition in comparison to yourself?
Well, without a doubt. First and foremost, like the previous conversation we had before, Jimmy, I underestimated Jimmy. And not a lot of people know that I fought Jimmy for a world title. I was 4 fights in. Like I said, first fight Maddox, second fight Christian Evans, third fight Christian Evans, and then the fourth fight, bam, I'm fighting world champion Jimmy Sweeney. I'm like, they phoned me and asked me, and I was like, fucking yeah, sound straight away. But it was too early for me. Like I say, I didn't have the experience that I have now. Obviously, the fights would be totally different. I'd love another chance at a world title shot again, in whatever weight, whoever, whenever. But yeah, I think it will help, and also as well, it's about not underestimating your opponent, any opponent, whether it be Jimmy Sweeney, whether it be Paul Hilz, whether it would be whoever. You can't underestimate your opponent, because at the end of the day, if someone is hungry for something and they're standing in front of you, believe you me, they're going to fucking come through you. It's like there wouldn't be a man on this planet that could stand in front of me if my daughters were behind them. And there's a man in front of me, 10 men in front of me. Mate, then 10 men are fucking going out the game, mate, they ain't stopping me. So it's all about how you have that emotional attachment to what you want and how the drive that you have. And my drive is keeping this belt, and it's not going nowhere. It's going nowhere. It's staying with me. It's stopping with me.
100%. And in regards to your future in BKB, obviously this is your 8th fight coming in. How old are you now? Just sort of out of interest.
34 and all.
34. Okay, well, you're pretty young in the game, but you've had a lot of fights, a lot of rounds. How much longer do you see yourself going in BKB?
To be fair, brother, the way it's just going now with all these new sponsorship deals, or having the new television deals and everything, and the BKB family, to be fair, I can see this going very, 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 very big. And I'd love to be involved still. Like I said, I think I've got a good few more fights in me, but it also as well, with a fighter's mentality, which obviously you're going to know from yourself in this, but also a lot of fighters that are listening now as well. We have our ups and our down days. One day I could be fucking buzzing for it, ready for the world, and the next day I'm not, fuck this, I'm retiring. So it all depends what day you catch us on and what's going through our head, because like I said, I've got ADHD, so I'm constantly on a move around, constantly rushing around. So if I'm too quiet for too long, then my head starts to work overtime, so I have to keep my fitness up. But I had a big break from BKB, and I think it was about 4 shows or something like that.
Yeah, 14.
And I think that, I had a lot of mental health issues going on there, just thinking about certain things. Won't go into too much detail about it, but I'm honestly and open with it with the fighters as well. Like I say, especially us fighters, we have a lot of pressure. 1 for training, 2 for selling tickets, 3 for putting on a show for people. But most of all, 4, we kind of like try to please other people, where really we should be pleasing ourselves, doing what we should be doing best, rather than trying to just give the best show for everybody. We need to do what's best for us, and also mentally, physically. So I think I've come to that halt now where I'm old enough and I know where my head lies, I know where my fitness is, I know where my mental health issues are. So if I keep on top of all these things, there shouldn't be no doubt with me that I could just carry on for a couple more years or whatever. Like you say, it all depends on the day and what's happening in, like I say, the fighters' social lives as well. Also, like I say, family, friends. There's lots of different issues and or different things that could go wrong. Or it's just one of them things, and just one of them things that you have to just wait and see. Just have a wait and see. Wait and see.
So talking about wait and see, obviously this fight keeps getting pushed back and back and back and back naturally with the pandemic that we have on our hands. How does that play into the mentality of a fighter for yourself particularly?
Wow, lucky enough, obviously, I'll revert back to the Jimmy Sweeney fight again. I'm massively overtrained for the Jimmy Sweeney fight. So all I was doing, I was flat out. I was doing 7K a day, lasting 70K a day up until 2 weeks before the fight. Loads of strength and conditioning, loads of sparring. And it come to fight week, and I felt like dog shit. I felt like absolute dog shit, but I was eating the normal food. So what I've done now, I've regulated how to go around that and beat that weak feeling towards the end of the camp. Because if you peak at camp and then you're not and you're a couple of weeks away, and then you still start dropping. So you don't want to be dropping in the last week. You want to be peaking, and then they'll keep you nice and relaxed.
Obviously, you've been doing a lot of work in the community as well, the Ryland Centre in Bromsgrove with Fitness Factory. Can you talk to me a bit about that?
Yeah, what he was one of our friends called Flad. He's got his own supplement range. He's going to kill me for not remembering his supplement range. But anyway, he's a worker that works with kids with disabilities and mental health issues, and obviously severe disabilities, whether in wheelchairs. So at the Ryland Centre, the government, the council wasn't actually paying for the kids to be able to use the centre. So Fitness Factory, Simon Hancock, he's just an amazing guy, man. He turned around, he was all right. Once a month, we're going to get all the lads up there with the pads and stuff like that. And we're going to just give our time away for free, but also pay for the membership, so the kids don't have to pay for the training for that once a month. So he set all that up. I did it a few times with him, and he continues to carry on every month up there with a team of lads from Fitness Factory. So take my hat off to them lads, man, because they're all, to be fair, the whole of the Fitness Factory always helping members of the community, like kids with underprivileged kids who can't afford to pay for boxing lessons and stuff like that. He puts on 3 free kids classes a week for the gym, and there's about 45 kids, 35, 40 kids that turn up to the gym 3 times a week. And like I say, he don't get paid for that. The gym don't benefit from that, not whatsoever. He just does it all out the corner of his heart just to help out the community. So that's a big hat off to Simon Hancock there for that as well. Because also, he's one of my sponsors as well, one of my close friends, one of my sponsors. Always got time for me. So yeah, and Rob Cope as well, and Dean Collins, Tommy Collins, Joey Collins, all the boys, all the lads from down there. Ricky now to help me out with loads of my sparring. So I'm just waiting to be able to get together now so we can do lots more sparring and get out there, because I know there's lads out there that are they're just I bet they're feeling like shit not being able to get to that gym. Because I've been like a kid without a sweets, man, trying to get to that gym, kid, I'm telling you.
I'm sketchy, mate. I'm sketchy.
Oh, yeah.
I get a lot of messages, because my eyes are quite wide when I get excited and so on. I get a lot of people saying that I'm like, that kid's done like a line of coke. I can confirm to the people at home, I have never in my life touched drugs. However, right now, I do look a bit like a bloody heroin addict with the old scratcher 24/7. So obviously, you've been in the game for a very long time. A lot of people to thank. Who have you got to thank for this fight? Sponsors, team, etc.
Yeah, well, obviously, first and foremost, I just love to thank my team. Obviously, Fitness Factory, Simon Hancock, Rob Cope, Dean Collins, Big Dave Gouda, all the lads that have fucking took the time out just to do a little bit of a chest session, arm session with me at the gym. I've got too many names to mention. Thank you very much. Also, Fast Movement 33. Right, they're a wicked brand, lovely clothing range. They're just going to be doing my new clothing range for my for the fights. So they're the tracksuits, t-shirts, with the TV show stuff on. Always been there for me. Miguel Wright supplements. Miguel Wright's absolutely smashing out the game at the minute with his Whey Hydrate and his Boohoo men's clothing range. So he's out there smashing it off out there. But also he's helping out with all my supplements ready for the fight. And also he's involved with Whey Hydrate, and Whey Hydrate are helping me along with my camp as well. Okay, we have Apex. Mortgage and Protection UK. They've been with me from about last year sometime. Lovely guys as well. Lovely guys. I had a great chance to meet them in person. Also as well, they do Apex clothing range. We have Big Nick Collins in the game. How are you, Big Nick? All right, my soldier. He's helping me out with Apex CBD recovery. And there's loads more out there that I can't actually remember, but I'll get them on my Instagram. I'll get them on my Instagram for you.
Perfect. Yeah, as I say, mate, any of those that you don't get in the video, we'll just stick them in the description below so everyone can see them, and it'll be perfect.
Brilliant. No problem,
Kris,
Nelson.
and I'm going to say this right, Kris Trezise.
Yeah, my Joe.
Thank you very much for your time.
No problem, brother. Listen, lovely to see you. We'll see you soon anyway, brother. You keep safe anyway, bro. Okay? Take it easy, bro.
Blessings.
Sit down,
Thank
sunshine.
you.